Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, Andy. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Shivaram gar, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Very warm welcome from our G. Pullaredi Degree and PG College. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the participants to the online seminar on prospects of digital marketing. The novel coronavirus has given us both fair and challenges to invent the new methods to reach the unreachable. At this juncture, it is significant to state that our college, G. Pullaredi Degree and PG College, Mehdipatnam, Hyderabad, has successfully utilized the online platforms in connecting with our students and conducting the quiz, and now the seminar to equip the students, peers, teaching fraternity by providing expert guidance in some of the sensible and burning topics. Digital marketing encompasses the marketing efforts by the use of internet to reach the customer in the right time and right place. Our seminar speaker will throw more light on the prospects of digital marketing, which is need of the hour. I request our principal sir to give the opening address. Over to you, sir.
So good morning to all. Main speaker of today's seminar is Shivaram Atmakori, CEO, Leader Gains, Singapore, and corporate trainer. Coordinator, faculty of various colleges, research scholars, and students. So once again, good morning. Today, on behalf of G. Pullaredi College, I have organized a seminar on prospects of digital marketing with the objective of create awareness and teaching community. We all know that wants to sell their product in the market. Marketing is divided into two types of channels. Earlier, it was called digital marketing. Now it is called digital marketing. Digital marketing such as print, radio, billboards, etc. These channels have been mightily successful over a long time. Digital marketing is an engine that drives today's business, big or small. Effective digital marketing is the marketing that bridges electronic technology with psychology in the marketplace. In a broad sense, the internet is the heart of digital marketing. The internet offers several applications such as web, email, IM, RSS, video, which can be leveraged by marketing to launch companies. The explosive growth of smartphones and tablets has meant that mobile has emerged as a widely accepted digital marketing channel in recent times. And last but not least, social media has been a great ambassador to the cause of digital marketing.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request my colleague, Srimati Sri Lakshmi Madam, to introduce the speaker.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Welcome to today's seminar. I would like to introduce our speaker, Sir Shivaram Garu. Sir has over 20 plus years of technical and managerial experience. He served customers across the continents and cultures, including USA, Singapore, UK, Japan, and the Middle East. He provided services in different verticals such as education, government, healthcare, IT. He also offered vital services with innovative technical proposals and participated in technical defense programs with various customers. He has played multiple roles such as Senior Vice President, Delivery Manager, Practice Manager, Project Manager, Solution Architect, Project Lead, On-site and Off-site models. He has attained Managerial Excellence Program from Duke University, USA. He has achieved many professional certificates like Marshall Goldsmith Stakeholder Centered Coaching Certified Coach, Marshall Goldsmith Global Leadership Assessment, IPMA Level C certificate from PMA. Sir has reviewed many books, conducted workshops and training programs. Coming to his presentation, some of his presentations are Empower the Hidden Powers at Beacon 2017, Hyderabad. Project Management Workshop at the Big Five Construct India 2014, Mumbai, India. 3 Impediments for CEO of Startup Products at Agile 2, 2016, Chennai. At present, Sivaram Garu is independent trainer, coach and consultant for so many companies. It is really a wonderful opportunity for all of us to interact with the speaker, Sivaram sir, today. Over to sir. Venkaya sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Before I hand over to the session to the speaker, I request all the participants mics during the seminar for quality audio and post their doubts or queries in chat box, which is available right side top. That will be answered by our speaker.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the session. So the topic is, as sir has mentioned, is digital marketing. Is one of the vital thing in digital transformation. So digital transformation, the next wave of opportunities is the one which I wanted to speak. And let's use the chat window for any communication. So digital marketing is the topic of the day, and the business models are changing a lot. There is a rapid change which is happening, and what is the impact of it in terms of the way we are doing marketing earlier, the way we need to do in future is going to change. And how do we redefine our sales processes, our marketing processes? So I'll be covering on those aspects at the higher level. Okay, so are you all able to see the slide technology adoption? Okay, that's brilliant. So if you ask me, I'm actually trying to say about people of our grandparents' age. For them, mobile itself is a very, very new thing. Initially, when the mobile came, they said, no, it is not good. They have avoided this particular mobile itself because they are not used to. Particularly touch screens have been very, very difficult for them to manage. And then slowly, by guidance from you, what happened? They became comfortable with the mobile. Today, we see many grandparents speaking to their children, to their grandchildren, who are staying in some other part of the world by WhatsApp or by video and audio conferences. So the journey of I don't want to use mobile to wow, mobile is helping me did not happen overnight. It happened with initial resistance, and then slowly when we trained the people on that, they started using that, and finally they started enjoying the fruits of the technology. So this is what is happening at an individual level, which we all of us have seen at our homes itself. So the similar thing is the one we need to look into. Now this is the technology adoption as an individual is what I have shown you in the previous slide. Now in the same way, the technology adoption has to happen at a company level. So that company level is the one where the digital marketing, digital transformation and all these things are coming into the picture. Now, first of all, we need to understand how rapidly the markets are changing. 30-40 years ago, or maybe like 50 years ago, people used to go to a restaurant which is at a fixed place and go and eat the food. Then what happened next? People were looking for, why can't I have a food nearby my place? And that is the new market need which is demanded by the customers. and slowly fast foods like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, KFC has come into the picture. Then the next thing what happened is, why should I have a limited food? Why can't I have an unlimited food? That is the next requirement people were asking. And that is the place where buffet has come into the picture, which is unlimited food. Then people realized that, okay, I am the person who is very, very busy. Normal office hours, I am fully filled with work. But I need a place, even if it is midnight, sit peacefully, have some food, spend time with some of my close family members. That is the place where the 24 hours, anytime any food has come into the picture. Then the next set of requirements what has come is, why should I really go out for the food? Why can't food come to me? And that is where the door delivery has come into the picture. So if you look into this, from a remote place, a fixed place, to the journey has come where I can get the food delivered to my home. And ordering of a food from a telephone has moved to mobile. I have a Swiggy or some other app, with a click of a button, I am actually able to buy the food. So that is the power of technology. Now, the next thing is, when you take transport industry, maybe 30 years ago, if somebody wanted to travel from one place to the other place, they need to go to an agent, or they need to go to a reservation center and book the things. Here it is fixed route, fixed price and fixed time. You have to accommodate to that. So that is how the transport industry has started. Then they said, okay, that is good, but I don't want to go at that time. And I wanted to have convenience. I want to go in a route what I wanted. I want to pay my cost and fix the time. That is where a owned car has come into the picture. That means people started buying their own cars to travel. Then people have mentioned that, okay, I don't want to own a car, but I wanted to use only during vacation along with my family. That is the place where taxis, tours have come into the picture. So then today what happened from there? See, during the taxi time, if you wanted to book a taxi, you need to say to the people 2 weeks before and get a confirmation. Now with Uber in the mind, I have decided to travel from my place to a different place. I won't even think much about it. My mobile is there. From there I am booking. Now from there the next expansion is pool. I am going to the office, the same route is there. Why should I travel? Somebody else also might be working in the same route. Let me share the cost so that I can travel to my place. So if you look into this, a traditional business which started from fixed, the more flexibility they are providing, the better they are able to reach their customers. Now the last thing, education sector. It started initially a full-time in-person is the one where we had many colleges and universities offering their services. Then slowly people started thinking about, I completed my graduation, but after graduation, because of my personal things, I have to enter into the job. But I still wanted to learn. And that is the time the part-time colleges have come into the picture. So people were working during the normal hours and they were actually trying to go to colleges or universities to do their education part-time on an evening or a weekend. Then distance learning come into the picture. This is the place where you learn whatever the way I wanted, but come and write the exam at that particular time. The syllabus is same, the exam is same. That is how the distance education has come into the picture. Then after some time people said, okay, why can't we have learning at my own pace and let me write the exam online. So that is how the small changes have come into the picture. Virtual learning is the one where somebody is joining and they are teaching. So this is like a virtual learning. I am teaching and I am sharing my knowledge and you are learning. Then professional certifications. If you take any certifications like Microsoft exams or any exams, GMAT, GRE sort of a thing, there they don't teach anything. You learn wherever you want. And then you write an exam. The most important thing here is the exam doesn't happen at the same time. I will write an exam when I am ready. Somebody will write an exam when they are ready. So that is where the professional certification has come into the picture. Now, so now the important thing is COVID. What did it make? Now, 200 people have joined this session. All of you are at your home and you are able to attend a session like this. So that is where the technology is making the changes. Now, as a company, they need to make the changes, and that is where digital transformation, digital marketing, many things are coming into the picture. Why am I covering about all these three things? The speed at which the businesses are changing and how shall I fill that? So that is what we are actually looking here. Now, the next thing, are you all able to see a small video which I am here? How many of you heard Zero Moment of Truth, ZMOT? Can you type using the chat window? How many of you heard word ZMOT? Have you heard about this word? So Zero Moment of Truth, I will explain to you in a layman language. During your grandparents' time, when they wanted to buy a TV, example, what they used to do? They used to go to some 5-6 shops nearby the place and collect the brochures or marketing material, which will say what are the features of the TV and what is the price. They used to collect that information from 5-6 different shops around that place, do a detailed study, and then they used to go and buy the things in the shop, waiting for an offer. Later, the next stage, next generation, during your parents' age, because of the TV, lot of features, lot of things, whatever are available, the advertisements made the people aware of the things. So based on the features, the price which were advertised, your parents used to go to only 1 or 2 shops and directly purchase the things from there. Whereas people of your generation are people, what they are doing, they go, they search the things in the internet and look into what are the TVs available, what are the features available, what are the ratings available for these products, and what is the review on this, and then the purchasing is happening. That means the decision of purchasing, is it happening in the shop or before going to the shop? Please understand, even the people of the current generation, when they want to purchase, they will go to the shop and they will see one or two brands which they have shortlisted and they purchase. But the decision of purchasing and shortlisting, is it happening in the shop or before the shop? Where is the purchasing decision happening in the new generation? Is it inside the shop or before the shop? Even before coming to the shop, and that is where the zero moment of truth is coming into the picture. So that's where so if you take a customer, 1 minute, I'm actually going to the previous slide. So let me show you what is the zero moment of truth here. So people earlier used to buy, they have an idea, stimulus is I want to buy something, some need has come into the mind. From there, they used to go to the stores or a shop and then take a decision by evaluation. That is how the decisions were happen during your parent stage and grandparent stage. Now, with the technology being advanced, this is where the decisions are happening at the stores. 1 second. So the decisions are happening in the stores, before the stores, and that is where the zero moment of truth is coming into the picture. So the thing is, if you wanted to purchase something, that is 90% of decisions are happening in the online, and digital marketing exactly comes in this place. When somebody wanted to take any purchasing decisions, people are actually going and searching in the internet. And if you make yourself available in internet, if you make your services available by creation of a simple website, by posting meaningful videos in a YouTube, and there are many different social media channels today. If you make yourself available there and provide a meaningful content to your people or to target audience, people will come to you rather than you going to them. That is the difference between push marketing and a pull marketing. Push marketing is people will come to you and say, you are pushing to your customers, please buy this, please buy this. Pull marketing is they are coming and asking you, do you have this, do you have this, do you have this? So zero moment of truth is providing a meaningful content for the people who are of the need. Now this concept may look little different, but it is already practiced even in India. And it is not just restricted to the people who have high-end technology devices. It is being practiced by even a layman in India. Okay, so I'm giving you an example of a driver in an Agra, auto driver in Agra. What he has done is, he is an auto driver who does, he acts as like a local tourist. He works with 1 or 2 hotels. Whenever some foreigners comes, this auto driver will go to them and they'll have a small negotiation, like one day you take us for a tour for entire Agra. So this particular auto driver was going to a hotel, getting a customer. He is speaking to them in a very simple English. He is not an expert, and he was making a tour of all the auto, with the auto to all the areas around Agra. He did that for some 3 to 4 customers. Then he realized that almost everybody is asking the same thing. Now, if that is the case, why can't I make it available to the people? He made a YouTube video of that and he posted it in a YouTube video, which is at free of cost. Now, believe it or not, his calendar is filled with the tourists who are coming from outside countries. What he did? He did not say, I am an auto driver, I do a local tour, and this is my per day price. He did not do that at all. All he did is, welcome to Agra, how you can spend 1 day of your Agra, and what are the places you need to go. He took a virtual tour with his auto. He went to one place, he explained about that. He went to the second place, he explained that. That's how he did one entire day with the video, and he posted that in a YouTube, which is less than 1 minute or 2 minutes video. It has made him handful of customers. That is the power of social media, and that is where digital marketing helps a lot. Now the thing is, if you take in India, there are many businesses. Big companies have heavily invested in digital media. They have a dedicated people who are helping them to create websites, to sell the things through, to create a meaningful audio, video campaigns, email campaigns. There are a hell lot of things for doing in digital marketing. But a small, medium businesses, this is the place where they are looking for freelance experts who can help them in doing the digital media related things. And that is the one, an opportunity to every graduate who is there here. A simple example is 1980s is the time people in India learned a lot about computerization and programming. 30 years, India has become a hub of IT technology, IT. In the same way, if each one of you make yourself available or add the skill set of digital marketing, you will be able to provide your services to the customers across the world. And that is where is the zero moment of truth is coming into the picture. And I am sure each one of you, if you spend half an hour to 45 minutes per day, you will be able to master the digital marketing. Am I going to teach you about all digital marketing upfront? Here in 45 minutes, I'll not be able to teach you. But however, I will give you the videos or the links where you can learn by yourself. So the important thing here is zero moment of truth says when the customer thinks about something, you have to have a meaningful content with it. So that is the first aspect of zero moment of truth. Then the customer journey, somebody who takes the decision while before even purchase, pre-sales, purchasing decision and after purchase. These are the three different phases where you have to engage your customers. So pre-sales is the one where we have spoken about websites, meaningful audio video contents, chatbot and a help desk. During the sales is customer care. After sales is a help desk, a phone call where somebody helps. Suppose I take an example of, say, I purchased a water purifier. Before buying it, I will search in the internet which water purifiers are good. A content which is saying in your area, like Andhra Pradesh or Tamil Nadu, you don't have an iodine shortage. You don't need to have that advanced water purifier. You can live with a basic purifier. So that is where a content written, a blog written in the pre-sale stage can help me to gain the trust. Now I purchased the water purifier. I wanted to launch it or I wanted to use that. A customer care, if I have a customer care number, I'll call them. They'll give me a phone support how to assemble a water purifier. Then the water purifier will have certain sort of a maintenance is needed. So once in 3 months, a call comes from the customer care. Sir, this is the time for your servicing your vehicle or servicing your water purifier. So entire journey using digital technologies, you can actually engage and make the customer happy so that he buys again a similar product from your company. So this is where the technology comes into the picture. Now, computerization is the one which is like a highway with a toll plaza. If you are traveling from Hyderabad to maybe Bangalore, there are highways. But unfortunately, the highways, if you are traveling, you need to stop at 4 or 5 places because there is a toll plaza. I need to pay the money. So computerization has brought the people to this extent. But digital transformation is a highway with a fast tag. What does this mean? If I have already a preloaded money in my fast tag, I don't even stop at the highway. The money gets auto debited and I will directly go. So that is what is a digital transformation. So in digital transformation, what they say is, you may have hundreds of individual processes or internal things. It doesn't matter. When a customer is asking for something, how well you are connected across your departments and you are able to serve the customer back. So that is where is digital transformation. And in digital transformation, digital marketing is a very, very vital thing. So the thing is, As a customer, if you look into that, earlier, one small business change happens, I need to be ready for that. Now in the current COVID situation, it is not like, okay, I'll have only one problem which I need to address and I'll be comfortable. No. Today, there are different types of problems which are coming to the small, medium businesses. So I wanted to start something. I started doing the things. Amazon has come into the picture. Amazon made my business difficult. Now what I am doing, I am partnering with Amazon so that I'll become a local dealer as well. Now again, suddenly something else comes into the picture. So this is the situation of a small, medium business today. So after I solve one problem, some other problem comes, some other problem comes. So I have a limited money to do the marketing and sales, and that is the time digital marketing helps. At no cost, with a discipline, you can actually be in the mind of your customer and generate the business. So that is the situation where the digital marketing helps the people. So knowing your audience, knowing the medium, build a trust to the engagement, do small experiments and continuous improvement. So what is the difference between a traditional marketing and a digital marketing is, digital marketing enables a two-way communication. Meaning, after I have purchased the product, I can give a rating, I can give a feedback, how the things are happening. So what I request you is, when you are thinking about social media, it is not about I created one Facebook page or a LinkedIn page and I do an advertisement about my requirements. Okay. So now, if you take an example of me, open my social media and I say I do coaching and consulting, people will be confused to whom I need to coach. Suppose I am saying I am going to coach the senior leaders from the big companies. Now what happens? I am thinking about, instead of coaching everybody on the earth, I am thinking about I need to coach only the senior executives from the company. Now, what are the places they are available? Will they spend too much of time in reading in the internet? No. A owner of a company, a CEO or a CXO of a company will not be spending too much time in reading the articles. Even if he reads, he will read only from one or two places. However, he may spend a couple of minutes in going through the videos. So their medium is videos. So I need to create a 30 seconds videos of what are the challenges of the business and how it can be solved using the coaching mechanism. So that is what is knowing the medium. Build the trust is, I should not straightly say I am a coach, I will solve your problems. Instead, I should create a 30 seconds videos, some 10 to 12 videos saying, as a business, cash flow is a challenge. To deal with the cash flow, these are the ways you can solve. To deal with the marketing, these are the ways you can. To work in a virtual mode, people working from different places, how do you? As a business, you can also develop your business through franchising, a easier mode of doing the franchising. So that is how I need to create some meaningful 30 seconds videos and I need to post them in the YouTube. And then try to send a simple mailers to the C-suite executives. Then based on the response I am getting, I may have to fine tune. That is where the fail fast comes into the picture. I have sent a 30 seconds, 10 minutes video initially. I sent around 500 mails, but only 2 people read that. That means 10 minutes video, only 2 people read. That is not good. Then I reduced my video duration from 10 minutes to 1 minute. Out of 500 people, now 80 people heard that. Oh, that means that is working. That is how I need to look into continuous improvement. Two-way communication is, after I have sent a video, what is the use of it? I want them to be engaged. I need to create a simple call to action button which would say request for a demo or request for a white paper. When we do such things, that is where the digital marketing creates a two-way communication. So that means a digital marketing is a continuous exercise. It is not the one which we do just once. And other beauty of this digital marketing is even a small or a medium company can still compete with big customers or big corporates and engage their business and become more successful. So I cannot teach you about all social media in few minutes, but I'm going to show you a website, and this is one of the sites where they will provide you free digital marketing related training videos, and it is at no cost. You can actually go there, register yourself and get yourself trained on that. I'm not commercially related to this, just I thought it might help you. So this particular web, I'm going to paste this particular thing even in your chat window. So academy.hubspot.com is the one which will actually give you how to do the social media, what are the tools, and how you can do these things. They also sell their product, but without the product also you can do. And these are around 20 to 25 different 5 to 6 hours lessons which were taught by the experts of sales and marketing. So this is one of the sites where you can enroll yourself and increase your digital knowledge. So that is one of the important things. I'm going to share these things to you in a chat window after our session, and that is one of the important things where you can master. Deep thinking is mainly about thinking about each your customer as an individual. It is not generic customer. It is about specific customer. Let me do a small exercise for you guys using the chat window. What is the best place to see in Chennai? Can you use in Hyderabad? Can you type using the chat window? What is the best place to see in Hyderabad? I am stopping the sharing so that I can see your chat. Can you type using the chat window? What is the best thing to see in Chennai? I am stopping sharing. Yeah, can you type using the chat window? What is the best thing to see in Chennai? I mean Hyderabad. Okay, Tank Bund, Marina Beach. Okay, brilliant. I got some examples from Hyderabad, Chennai. That's good. A person who comes to Hyderabad or Chennai, he wanted to see historical places. Then what is the place to go? He wanted to see the historical places. Golconda Fort, Salar Singh Museum, right? So that is where the customer segmentation comes into the picture. Instead of a generic customer, a customer who is interested in historical places, a customer who wanted to see wanted to be adventurous, then he may want to go to some other place. So that is where the customer segmentation comes into the picture. When you are thinking about digital marketing, you think about who are my customers, what are his likes, what are his dislikes. This is what called as personas. So when you go to that academy.hubspot.com, there are around 22 different free marketing things. They will teach you how to identify or define a persona and how you need to write down his likes and dislikes and how you need to engage them. Suppose a YouTube video may be good to the places where people have a very good bandwidth connection. Writing a blog in English may not engage all the audience. If my customers are more speaking the regional language, then I need to write in a regional language. So that is most important aspect. Now all of us know about WhatsApp, Facebook, and we have been using it. And 80% of us use English as a communication language in that. But there is a site called sharechat.com. I don't know how many of you are aware of that. they realized that India is a country where majority of the people speak our regional language. ShareChat is the one which doesn't have English at all. You can communicate to your audience in multiple Indian languages, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, like that. So they identified that particular market and they created a huge customer base there. So know your customers. And Facebook is a very good one, but they did not go and compete with the Facebook. They did a customer segmentation. They created their own market. So that is where knowing your customers is coming into the picture. Knowing your medium. Now I am going to share the screen again. Sir, can you give me? Yeah, I am able to share the screen now. So know your customers, know your audience, and then, as I mentioned to you, build the trust through engagement. So that is the place where I was speaking to. Sorry, the auto driver giving a information about how to have a very good tour. What are the best places to in Agra? And when you do in this way, you will become a better digital experts you will become a digital experts or digital marketing experts by spending the money of your customers wise, not spending all the money in one place, and you will get repeated customers.
Unmuted.
Now, what is the way forward? Till now, people were doing 30% online and 70% of the things were done physically is the one which was happening. Now, after post-COVID, or I will say still we are in the COVID situation, 70% of the things will be done online and 30% will be done physically. So when the things are going online, how many small medium businesses are available online? The statistics says only 10-20%. If you master this skill, it will help you. Now, one important thing I wanted to clarify is qualification. Academies or colleges will give you the qualification which is basic for you to even apply for the jobs. Skills are the ones which you can acquire from online, which is unlimited. That is where you can start learning about digital marketing. From academy.hubspot is one such site. You can go and search in Udemy. There are some free courses available from them. You can go and search in the internet and increase your skill sets. So what is the important thing which you as millennials have and people of experienced does not have? You guys are born with mobile devices. The ease at which you use the devices is not the one which people of previous generation can even think about. So that is your strength. You guys are adventurous. You wanted to try a lot of new things. So you are adventurous and you have ambitious. You have a very, very big goals. So these are the three important millennial skills which are important, will make you a successful digital marketing people. But the important thing is you need to have a patience in spending 1 hour, 1.5 hours a day in learning that skill from the online. And that is going to be the future. Now, this is the one I have around 45 minutes, which was allocated to me for this. And around 50 minutes is the one where I was able to share whatever I could. Now the floor is open for the question and answers. Please use the chat window.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, please post your questions in chat box.
Okay, good. Zero movement of the thing is the best thing I have learned today. That's great. I'll give you an example of a colleges itself. 90% of the colleges were more comfortable with physical teaching rather than online teaching. Now, 75 to 80% of the people who are in, at least in the cities, have moved to the online teaching. The same effect is happening even in the COVID. The only important thing is, am I creating a noise in the online or am I creating a meaningful content? If I have segmented my customers appropriately and I market the right content to the right people, the COVID helps me in getting the business rather than at the lesser cost. That's the most important thing. There are some people who are called as social entrepreneurs. I cannot name the name of that particular person because of the privacy. I have been providing a consultancy to a gentleman who is in a tribal area. They take the original honey from the honeycombs, and they actually, what they use it to do is they use it to make it in small bottles, and they use it to sell at a very, very low cost, while the middlemen use it to get huge profits because they sell it very high cost outside. The social entrepreneur felt that that is not a justice thing, and what he did is he created a website and he created a small awareness videos on that, and he acted as a bridge so that he is able to provide the again, the other thing which he did is there are a lot of now because of COVID we don't have such things happening, but otherwise there are a lot of conferences happening. This gentleman discussed with that conferences, and they kept a small outlet where they will show the taste of the honey and help the people to order online. So that is how he created an awareness and made the things which are available from the villages available to the people and reduced the middlemen. He did not eliminate, but from 10 middlemen it become 1 or 2 middlemen, so that the benefits are going directly to them. And please understand, guys, there are many agri businesses which are actually trying to fulfill these things, and it is in the starting. I would say what we need to do is 90%. We are still in the starting 10%. I'm very happy each one of you are thinking in those directions. If you are working or if you are looking anything related to rural areas, I'll be very happy to share my knowledge in making this happen. So right usage of technology is very, very important in the students. If you misutilize it, you are actually making it difficult for many people. Use it in a right way and use it for growth. Technology is like a knife. You can use it to cut the vegetables or cut the throats. Please use it wisely. That's most important. Any sources, Alish, if you go to the academy.hubspot.com, they have an SEO related things. They will give you more relevant content. See, that academy.hubspot.com, why I have chosen is they give a lot of information, not one. If you have time, you have to at least spend 1.5 months to learn 2-3 hours a day. Affiliate marketing. I had a question here, sir. What is the difference between affiliate marketing and social media marketing? Good here. You are already thinking about advanced terms, Shyam. Social media marketing is the one which, as a company, I am doing. Affiliate marketing is, say, if you take a very, very bigger companies. I wanted to focus only on. I'm just giving you for namesake. I don't know whether NIIT uses it or not. Now, if you take NIIT is very well known for conducting a lot of courses in computers. Now, for them, when they wanted to get the people to enroll themselves, affiliate marketing is, there are some experts. These people specialization itself, what they do is, suppose NIIT Andhra Pradesh is there. So that our affiliating marketing company, what they will do is, they will do a partnership NIIT Andhra Pradesh. They will say, sir, I will do all the marketing. Every lead, whatever I give to you, if it is getting converted into business, you pay me the money. So these affiliated marketing are the people, they are third party guys. They do all the marketing. They create the social media content. They do all these things and bring it. Let me actually introduce myself. So though I have been here for sharing you about the digital marketing. So I am a management consultant who helps the organizations across different levels in terms of coaching, consulting into different areas. So I do leadership coaching, I help the organizations in terms of setting up a PMOs, consulting for projects and operations, and agility. So these are my areas across different things. But still, I felt like I should share whatever the knowledge I have gained to the people who are the younger generation, the future, and that is the reason I do these sessions for people like you.
Sir, one more clarification from Dr.
Yes, sir.
Appara. I would like to make a videos. May I go for bilingual or any specific language for regarding digital marketing?
Who are your target audience? If some of our audience have asked about my people are from rural, then happily make it in the regional language.
Now I request our principal Garu to give the closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Sivaram Garu. And it is a fantastic program. It's a wonderful opportunity for all the participants to acquire some knowledge regarding the digital marketing. So thank you once again, Sivaram sir, for accepting our invitation. Particularly to our department, Department of Commerce is organized this program on behalf of the G. Pullareddy Degree and PG College. I would like to congratulate all our commerce faculty and teaching and non-teaching faculty. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Stay home and stay safe, and wish you all the best the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.